What is something unrealistic that you often see in movies that annoys the hell out of you? People getting knocked out cold for an hour, then waking up and going about their day like nothing's happened. I once got knocked out for like 2 minutes and ended up sick for a month. Yeah, they use a knockout like a human pause button, so many goons would have very serious brain damage. I read somewhere once that if a person gets knocked out and doesn't wake up inside of about 30 seconds, they're going to have, at best, significant brain trauma issues. Ever since then I catch myself counting the seconds when I see someone get knocked out in a movie to try and figure out how messed up they're going to be. I'ma say it, just casually rolling over after having sex, like no clean up, no awkward run to the toilet. Who are these people? People with urinary tract infections, that's who. No. She awkwardly walks to the toilet, but takes the entire bedsheet with her to cover herself up, because God forbid the man she just had sex with looks at her nude so long as he isn't on top of her. Casually strolling away from a massive explosion. They have eardrums of steel and shrapnel-proof skin. It's legit, I googled it. You really need to watch The Other Guys, then The Other Guys 1080p, explosion scene. The way gifts are wrapped. They're always in boxes with actual lids, like shoe boxes, not ones with flaps, and the lid is wrapped separately from the box so when they open the present, they just lift the lid. Also, if there's a ribbon wrapped around it, the ribbon's not taped on and slides right off. Has anyone ever done this in real life? Tried it once. It looked great, but it was a pain in the ass to do, and it took forever. Would be a giant pain in the ass to rewrap each present in exactly the same way for multiple takes though. People doing CPR. Then the person who just got CPR wakes up like 10 minutes later and eats lunch. Also, movies are really bad at maintaining sterile fields in operating rooms. Defibrillators are the worst in film. Never ever used for what they actually perform. They are not meant to start a stopped heart, they are there to try and reset a heart going into fibrillation/arrhythmia. The CPR wouldn't work anyway, they never do it right. Calling someone, and then instantly start talking. I don't know why exactly, but that has really bothered me. You didn't even let it ring. My mom. Never identifies herself, never makes sure she has the right person on the other end, just starts talking. Also, when they don't say bye when they hang up. My son-in-law is a video game programmer and it drives him crazy when in cop shows/movies they use a computer to search for a match to fingerprints or a face and the screen scrolls with the images flashing on the screen. He's like, do you know how much computing power it takes to render all those images? The computer doesn't need to flash them on the screen. And all the goddamned beeping. I hate how noisy every computer application is in TV/movies. I'm only a web developer and it blows my mind when hackers and programmers speed through a project. Like fuck man, it took me 3 months to make a web page and you just created an advanced AI in a half hour. What's wrong now, Carla? Well, big sister, you just haven't been the same since you had that run-in with your classmate Peter at the bar, where I've been working since I dropped out of college, due to having an abortion. I can't believe you, Becky. Do you know how hard it was to raise you by myself after mom and dad died in that tragic car accident? You think I want you to live this life? You think I want to live in this cozy, well-furnished, 2-bedroom apartment that I can somehow afford with my $50,000 a year before taxes job? Is that what you think, Becky? This dead-on sounds like the script of Secret Life of the American Teenager. As a guy who works with computers, pretty much any computer scene, especially hacking scenes. If I bypass the firewall using a SQL protocol, I can load the XML into the CSS stack and update the database to cross the JavaScript and SVG streams. And I'm in. Much of that is legitimate terminology, but used in a very wrong manner. I like to think that the original script had perfect instructions on how to hack into anything but was changed by the National Hackers Breakfast Club because they hacked in and put a bunch of nonsense to protect their secrets, probably by using an if statement to inherit from a method's function. Enhance. Clickety clickety click, enhance. The old you cough, you die. My wife and I call that the two-scene warning ever since we saw A Walk to Remember many years ago. If you aren't the sole lead and openly acknowledge your illness, the clock is ticking. If you cough blood and weren't in a fight, same. Well, in recent times, omniscient bad guys. I know you have to have the plot move forward, but dude is trying to hide in Europe and somehow the villain is always where the hero wants to go before they get there. I mean, Europe is pretty damn big, and I can't imagine getting totally lost there would be all that difficult. And then they suddenly stop being omniscient at the end of the movie, letting the protagonist save the day. I think you've just come up with a golden plot for an action comedy. The hero saving a bustling tourist destination, while the villain is trying to stop the hero, but gets completely lost due to the unfamiliarity of the city. Women having unfathomable orgasms after 3 seconds of penetrative sex. One neck kiss in and she's already moaning. Edit, I'm talking the over-exaggerated moaning that sounds like porn in movies and TV shows. I'm fully aware in real life neck kissing can create a sound effect from some people. I'm not stupid. Edit 2, I'm a female. And they never get up to clean up after. They just roll right over and go to sleep. Everybody acting like the heroine is plain. She's wearing glasses and a baggy sweater and a ponytail, but her face is perfect, her teeth are perfect, her skin is perfect, and she hasn't got an ounce of fat anywhere. But she has paint on her overalls. Ginny's got a gun. High schoolers who look like fucking supermodels. Or even people in their 30s playing high schoolers. I watched 13 Reasons Why on Netflix and I immediately thought the guy who plays Tony was like 31. High schools that are college campuses. Or they look older than the teachers. Spider-Man 2002. High schools in movies always look like so much fun, and not at all like the miserable experiences they are in reality. Subscribe for more hot Reddit takes in your inbox, guaranteed.